Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We are back for session 2 of the mini summit with Coach Sam. If you were part of our session this morning, I'm sure you know we started off on a fiery note. It was such a vibrant morning. Wow, massive session there by Emmanuel Olatunji and Imisi Olabi. Those were powerful sessions we dropped this morning. If you did not join this morning, don't worry. We have you covered. You just simply go to our YouTube channel and subscribe. Then you'll get the replay. Just go to this session 1. Let me put it in the chat room. The first session can be found on this link. You can go, it's on YouTube. Go and watch it after, of course, after this current session. You can go and take your time and watch it for you to be notified automatically for subsequent editions. That is this session, the session later tonight, and the sessions tomorrow. Subscribe, click on subscribe on the YouTube channel so that you are notified that a new video has been uploaded. So we are back for session 2. Before we continue, because our time for our first speaker this afternoon is done, but I'd like to encourage you, please go and tell someone to join the mini summit immediately. I want you to go, just copy this link in the chat room and paste it everywhere. Put it on your WhatsApp status, send it on your Facebook, send it on your Twitter, send it on your Instagram, send it on your WhatsApp broadcast list. Tell someone, invite someone to join the mini summit like now. If you know what happened this morning, you will understand why they should join this session now. But without further ado, I'm going to invite our first speaker this afternoon. We have 3 distinguished speakers this afternoon. And I bet you they all come loaded with their own stories and their own experiences. I'm looking forward to learning much more about them and their story. So we're starting this afternoon with the most delectable. I call her the Capone. You know, she's quite a powerhouse, stable, solid, and beautiful. She came ready for us this afternoon to blow us away. I'm sure you would agree with me. So, ladies and gentlemen, I immediately welcome Dorothy Hirse. Hey, Capone.
Good afternoon, Coach Sam.
Wow.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I see. Wow. Okay. I think we should have a
Good afternoon, everyone.
We should have a photo shoot session before we start talking. It's such a correct. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Dorothy Hirse. For those of you who know her, you know her to be an author of the book We Say Their Name. Some of you know her as a patron of salads, you know, and detox drinks. Some of you know her as a grief counselor and therapist. Some of you know her as a lawyer. Different people, different audiences know her in different levels, at different levels. But hey, Dorothy, let's meet you. Tell us about yourself.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dorothy Hirse, and Coach Sam has said it all. I'm a lawyer by profession. I'm a salad creator, and then I'm the author of the book We Say Their Name. It's a book about grief and loss, and also about hope and healing. I'm a grief counselor, and I also help people who have gone through loss and are trying to navigate their way back to living again. And I work with people just to give them hope and let them know that life is still going on and life continues. So basically, that's me.
Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I want you to tell someone, because I also know that you're in a regular 9 to 5. How did you contemplate? Because suddenly I'm just looking, you have become like a serial entrepreneur. I see you're in food business, you're in behavioral change business, you're an author. So go back to the beginning. How did all this, like, I want to go into your thoughts. What were your thoughts when you started contemplating any of these enterprises? Like, how did it play out?
Okay, so a little background. I've never done business in my life. I've never sold anything. I've bought a lot of things. I've referred a lot of people. In recent times, I've come to own and accept the name of being a fixer. I seem to know where to find what people are looking for, or to connect them to people that will help them get or do what they want. So yes, I've gotten that feedback, so I've owned it. So back to, let's say, university, my roommate in university had always sold everything. So jewelry, she sold wrappers, she sold makeup, she sold everything. And she's always telling me, Resky, why just sell something? There's potatoes in jars, bring potatoes. And I'm like, how? Bring potatoes and sell it where? How? So the interesting part of it is she used to live in Kano. I'll escort her to Kano to go and buy her goods with my money for transport. Go round the Kano market, Kantinkwari, finish, come back, and then, I like this earring. This wrapper looks nice. And then I will buy from her in school. And she couldn't understand. She's like, okay, when we go to Kano, buy your own. I still will not buy. I'll still come back to school. I'll buy from her. So I used to think that business was like it was a gift that was given to certain people to do business. And I'm like, no, I'm not business type. I don't know how to do business. I don't even know where to start. And I always stayed like that. Not selling anything, not creating anything, not producing anything. So take me back to 2 years ago. Life happened. And even then, I still didn't think I could do anything to generate funds. I had been hearing multiple streams of income, but somehow it was theory. I just couldn't see it. I couldn't picture it. And funny enough, I grew up, my mom ran a business. My mom had a joint where she used to make isiewu. We would go, in short, all my friends that have ever stayed in my house know how to make isiewu, because if you come for holiday, you can do training. We train hands-on. You will learn how to make it. You will help us sell it. My brothers helped with the bar, and all that. And still, I didn't see any need, or I thought it was a huge tasking enterprise that only a selected few could go into.
Wow.
So, but I had always loved making salads. I sit down, I make salad. Wake me up 2 a.m., I can make salads. Salad was not anything hard or difficult for me. If you tell me to cook, that's where a hair will not have problem, because you have to arrange everything first. But salads. But then I found out that a lot of people found it difficult to make salads. Like washing the vegetable, arrange it. And for me, the what do you call it, aesthetics was the thrill for me. I have to make it look beautiful. I have to design it. I have to create something out of it. So I'll do this, friends' birthdays, occasions, I'll make salads, I'll take it. People come to the house. Okay, let me boil rice and make salad. And I'll make it. And then this man, this man was like, Dorothy, you make good salads. Why don't you make it into a business? Why don't you sell it? I was like, sell salad? How? Where? How do I even want to start selling salads? So I didn't answer. Said it first time, said it second time. And then I went to sleep this day. I will never forget. And as of then, I wasn't really fully back to social media. I took a break. I was just, and I woke up on my phone. I saw messages. I saw tags. You have been tagged. This one sent you a message. I looked at it. I said, maybe not me. Why are plenty people sending me messages? And I opened it, and he made a flyer with my number and said, contact her for your salads and detox drinks. I was like, what is this? And in like the next hour, I got my first phone call, my first customer, because a friend of mine I served with put it on her status, shared it. And then she's in the UK. And then someone here in Abuja now calls me and he's like, my name is Barrister, so, and we want this quantity of salads. How do you sell? How soon can we get it? What are the things in the salad? And I was like, okay, we have the, and I just winged it. Yeah, when they tell you of, do it afraid, me, this is do it afraid. I did not have a menu. I had no idea what I was doing. All I knew was, okay, I knew how to make salads. I knew how to make different dressings. But I did not have like things in place. I did not have the bowls, nothing. And I said, okay, sir, we'll get it. I sell strawberry. Okay, yes, I sell strawberries. But strawberries are seasonal. So from December or January to April, I'll just package strawberry. I know they farm them. They bring them from Jos. I package it, weigh it, sell it. And so that was it. So I had like a customer where I could get all these things from, but I hadn't put everything in place. I ran to Taco Market. I entered, rain beat the shaggy out of me that day. Folded my jeans. Okay, hey, madam, give me 1 dozen of this. I just did package. If you see the pictures of my salad, even I was like, oh wow, people bought this thing. Ow. Because compared to what we do now, when I look at it, I'm like, you just threw things together. But then and I'll just be like, okay, nice. So that was how I got into this salad business. And from there, I started the salad business, no logo, no sticker, no account, nothing, no menu, even price. The guy kept saying, so how much is it? How much am I paying? Say, okay, I'll get back to you. Let's just deliver this thing first. I will get back to you. Let me just give you this salad. It was when dispatch called and said they had delivered. And I think maybe then they were eating it. So he didn't disturb me about the cost again. That was when I sat down. I said, okay, I did this, I spent this, I went here, I did this, I did that, break it down, something. I just gave price of, with what I had worked with. But it wasn't even like a detailed price of, okay, this is it, this is your profit, this is that one, this is that one. That one came along the way as I grew, as I was working. And the truth was that when I got that first order, in the back of my mind, I said, this is it, I'm not doing. After this one, everybody should go back to sleep. But also, I thought of, okay, if this is not this person's business and he's pushing it like this, the least I can do is to also put my own effort into it. The least I can do is to show gratitude. Wow. This person has seen something in me. This person is encouraging me, and this person wants me to do better. So maybe I can't see it in myself now, but let me just try. And here we are 2 years later. So back to this person is Coach Sam. Coach Sam was the person that started this business that went all out and honestly has been pushing me.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you.
All that is in my head is how much has this woman made in the last 2 years? That's all I'm just calculating in my head. Like, how much have you cashed out in the last 2 years? So fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. I want you to look back at your journey and how would you describe, if there were 3 words to describe the entrepreneurial efforts you've tried in the last 2 years, what 3 words symbolize that journey?
Okay, so this story was the salad part, the author part of it. That was a new terrain for me completely, because yes, I had always written, I have journals, I have poems from secondary school, I still have them, but I never thought I would write professionally. It even crossed my mind, maybe in my old age, 70s, 80s, then I'll just write story of my life, how people just write it, before I die, this is me. But again, like I said, life happened. And I decided to pen down that story way before 70 and 80. And if I'm to use 3 words to cap it up, is that 1, yes, like I said, it's a phrase, so do it afraid. You don't have to get all your ducks in a row. You don't have to get everything perfect. When you wait to get everything perfect, you won't start. You will not start. You keep saying, okay, because I remember some days I'll wake up, I follow, will I say, competitors, so I see their work, I see structure, I see stickers, I see logo, and I'm like, hey, when I want to reach this level, anyway, order come, we send it out, they will see it, the salad jar. So start from where you are. Just start from where you are. Once you have that passion and you want to turn it into a business, you want to make money from it, all other things will come, but start from where you are. So for me, that's the first thing. The second thing is consistency. I have seen what the work of consistency can do. Follow who no road. Some of us, we wake up, we don't feel like even carrying our phone today. By the time you see Coach Sam's broadcast, all platforms, if you could write it in the sky, so that as you're coming out from your house, you will read it, you will do it. And I've seen it translate. I've seen it translate to traffic. I've seen it translate to money. I've seen it translate to goodwill. So yes, it's something that he has done over time. So why not emulate it? Consistency. Then thirdly, for me, it's learning, training, all the gaps that I did things I did not know. I did not sit down and say, okay, since I don't know these things, let me do the one I know. No. I invested in trainings, in learning, studying people that I had seen their work and I wanted to emulate. I wanted to basically copy their style. I followed them. I became friends with them. I got into their network. I just infused myself and I learned the trainings. What I have gotten, the knowledge I have gotten in the past 2 years, even me now go soon they pass do MBA. I don't acquire hands-on, and also not just getting that knowledge, put it into practice. For me, that's one thing. Anything Coach Sam teaches, he'll tell you, go and try it. Try it in your own business, your own, and see how it works. Then come back, tell us this thing that we're teaching, is it working? If you say, me, I tried it, so it did not work, and you fine-tune it, maybe to serve your business or something, but try it. Yeah. What most people do is they acquire knowledge and just sit with it. They don't practice it. They don't put it into the day-to-day. How does this thing work? So those three things.
Wow, fantastic. The Capone. There are so many questions pouring through my head. I hope I can articulate them carefully. One question I want to ask is, so you didn't see yourself becoming a widow, then you became a widow. You have to tend to 2 kids. You have to tend to a large family. And here I mean siblings and parents and all your large network of friends. You are a strong alumni person at different levels. You know, you have to tend to your regular 9 to 5. Then you have to tend to salads. You have to tend to book author and selling. You have to, some people call you, I have grief issues. You attend to people who go through grief. How do you manage these intricacies? Like, how do you do it? What is your strategy and philosophy around managing these different phases of your life, especially in the last 2 years?
Okay, so most people call me mother hen. So I have my fingers in a lot of pie. This one, conditioning, only daughter, and I saw my mother do it. So for that mother hen part of it, I think being the first and only daughter, somehow you will just start taking care of everybody. Nobody even asked of that from me. I just found out that I just want everybody to be okay. We're 3. I have 2 brothers, but I've always had a lot of, my family has always been large. A lot of people think that my mom had like 20 children. There were always people coming in and out and in. So somehow I got used to it. I got used to multitasking. I got used to doing so many things and doing them well. So yes, when I now found myself on this journey, given the option of, or do you want to? No, it wasn't an option. I just found myself and I was like, okay, what next? What to do? What needs to be done? And I just kept doing it. So yes, I found myself doing this salad business. And interestingly, I found business interesting. I never thought or knew I was going to enjoy business. I never thought I was going to enjoy running a bambi.
Wow. Wow. Staff people for training, someone shared all new. But I think because of that mother hen thing, it just came naturally to me. Then I wrote a book. Again, it was not an option of, okay, put salad aside, do just book, put motherhood aside, put full-time 9 to 5 aside. No, it was just a matter of creating time. And one other thing I noticed, if what you're doing is what you enjoy, it will not be a burden. It will not stress. You won't feel like you're working. Yeah.
You won't feel like you're working.
Yeah.
The way this marketing, some days I just don't want to type anything. Some days I don't want to go on social media. Some days but I open and I see you. You're posting something, you're selling something, you're writing something, you're sharing other people's work, but you are visible. How do you do it? I said, I find that I even enjoy it. So on days that I wake up and I don't, by evening, it's as if something is missing. There is one work I did not complete. There's one task. Everybody is scratching me. And I'm like, this is me. How did I get here? So honestly, I can't say there is one formula that I use, but all I know is that if it's something you're passionate about, if it's something you enjoy, it comes effortlessly because you would want to, you know that you're helping other people. So you want to share it so that others can be helped, so that others can learn about you. We learned that in the disruptive marketing class. They don't know you, they don't close you. So yes, you want your book out there, you want your salads out there, you want your pictures, your painting, you want your craft, but you're not doing anything about it. Then how will people know, get my work out there to help people?
Wow, fantastic. Didi, in the last 2 years, what have been your top 3 challenges?
Business?
Yes. Or generally though, based on the fact that you're a multi-enterprise person right now. So what has been, you could narrow it to a business if you want. You could speak from the universal perspective. What have been your top 3 challenges going on?
Okay, so on this journey, the past 3 years, I think one of the major challenges I had, and I think you wrote it somewhere, is that limiting beliefs. For me, it is a challenge that I am working on daily. I look back and honestly, I tap myself on the back and I'm like, girl, you've come a long way. I had a lot of limiting beliefs, especially about wealth, about money, about just growth generally. I found out that my comfort zone was so comfortable that I didn't want to do anything to step out of it. I found out that I had a lot of limiting beliefs, and because of those beliefs, I did not push myself. I didn't even think I could do a lot of the things that I do now. And because of those limiting beliefs, I found out that even my network was limited. It was just those that provide me comfort. Anybody that will tell me and start a business, anybody that will push me out, I will avoid you. I'll just move away from you. Please leave me alone. So yes, that's one of the first challenges. The second challenge I've experienced is having that daily motivation. For those of us that have read Deadly Emotions, I've seen it play out in my life practically. Because of what I've experienced, because of the trauma of losing my husband, I found out that for me, it's a struggle to get motivated, even though I love what I do. But there are days that my emotions are so overwhelming that truly I just want to curl into a ball and just be there on my bed. I don't want to face children. I don't want to face their school. I don't want to face my 9 to 5. I don't want to face my business. I don't even want to face friends. I just want to be left alone. So getting that daily motivation to put one step in front of the other, And that is why most times I tell people, the trauma you don't deal with, you will meet it. It's waiting. It will manifest. Because much as I try to, part-time, address my emotions, face it, know what I'm feeling, what do I want to do about it, all that I have learned. That's for me, self, that is aware. It's still a struggle. Talk more of those that just bury it, pretend it's, you know what, keep it there. And what happens is those that now bury that trauma, box it and keep it aside. I call it play ostrich. You will see them outwardly and think, go-getters, pushers, you know, because they now immerse themselves in work, in any other thing that would distract them. But that in itself can be unhealthy, because one day that trauma will say, you know what, I want to see sunlight. I'm tired of this box. And when it comes, one, it's unexpected. Secondly, the force it comes with, because it has been trapped, just cuts you from the knee.
Wow.
You're taking back 5, 10 years, 15 years.
Wow.
Something that you would have dealt with, or you could have dealt with.
Wow.
Over time.
Wow.
So second is that motivation because of trauma, emotions, and all that. And the third challenge is that for me, when I started, honestly, even though I wasn't looking, but my main patronage was not from family. My main patronage, even the book, you know, it wasn't from family, it wasn't from my closest friends. It was late at the but last week, a friend of mine told me, she said, Dorothy, you have tried though. I didn't see you 2 years. I thought that after a while, you'll go to sleep. I didn't see you making this into a brand, into a business. You're having speaking engagements, you're counseling people, you're doing therapy. And me, I'm coming to you with issues to help me solve. I didn't see it. So yes, when you first start, the greatest people that will try to discourage you are your near and dear. They're the ones, because there's this C finish. Is it not Sam? This Sam we will know. Is it not Dorothy? What else can she bring? What more? And if you listen to it, all those sayings, it will stop you from actually fulfilling purpose. Because if you listen to them, and what's that saying? If you stop and throw a stone at every dog that barks at you, you know that saying. But once you're able, you know what you want, you focus, you go for it. Like someone said, your vision is your vision. They did not call town hall meeting.
Wow. Deep stuff here. Deep stuff here. Ladies and gentlemen, please remember you can post your questions in the chat room and I will read them out for Dorothy to answer. I'm loving this conversation we're having. I have 2 questions that I'm going to still ask Dorothy, excluding questions that anyone may post. The first question I would ask now is, what mistakes have you made in the last 2 years? And how did you go around them?
Okay. Pick 2. Some of the mistakes that I made the past 2 years, the first mistake is thinking I could do it alone. Is thinking I don't need help. Is thinking, no be this salad where I sabi do. No wahala. Not forgetting though, I have a 9 to 5. So one of the first challenges was, you are in the office, customer is calling you. Maybe your guy gave you work, or you're in a meeting, or you're going to represent your guy somewhere, and customer is calling you, or you're even in front of your boss, and the customer is calling you, and you can't pick the call, and you know it's a customer. So you keep sending, I'll get back to you, I'll get back to you. You lose customers. Or you tell the customer, right now, we can't make salads now till from 4 p.m. because you're not back to come and do all that. So yes, that was one of the first mistakes I made because I felt I could do it all. I can work it all, arrange it. I remember when one of my juniors from secondary school got my number from our page, and she got the number from the page, and she called number, and I picked. I heard my voice. She was like, "Signor Deme." And I was like, yes, I called her name. She was like, oh, wow, you picked by yourself. For me, that was, I was like, yes, this is my personal line, She was like, oh, that she actually thought she was going to talk to someone. She didn't think she would talk to the CEO.
Wow. Wow. He's talking.
Okay, so the second mistake I made.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you. The second mistake I made was, beating the customers. So in my pricing, I'll now be like, hey, if I put this price, will they be able to afford it? So I think I raised it in one of our classes where I'm like, I'm a grief counselor, I'm a grief coach. People are already grieving. How do I now charge them? How do I now charge them money? I'm now feeling, this one maybe just buried their father, just lost a husband. They just want to feel better. They want to know that there is hope. And I'll now be telling them that they should pay money. And one thing that Coach Sam said that really stayed with me, even me now, I'm telling people, it's like, if they are not ashamed or afraid to charge for your time, and they're coming to you because they know you can actually offer that help, then you should not be afraid or ashamed to charge them the fee that you're worth, because you know what you're going to give.
Yes.
You know your worth. You know the substance that you're actually going to give. You're actually going to help them. And that was for me a different view. And I said, oh, okay. I never saw it like that. So for me, that was it. The first time a customer, before then, customers would tell me, when I send them my menu and price list, your salads are expensive. I'll be like, I'll come back, I'll be thinking, hey, it's true. Hey, I can reduce. And that's another thing. If you have a 9 to 5 and you're running a business, there is a tendency that your books will not balance. Because you will remove from here and augment here. So you really don't know when you're running at a loss. Because, and now we can do it. I have this income. But if you're strictly doing business, every kobo, every phone call, every fuel, you will know, you will calculate it. So when I started, that was what I was doing. So I would reduce prices for customers that are complaining or, just generally. So the first day I was able to tell a customer, when they're like, your salads are expensive, these people don't sell it like that, these people don't do that. Then, with a smile, I learned that one from Stella, just smiling, goes, you're giving the person. And I just told them, and I was like, oh, wow, that's our price. And we actually give you more than what you're paying for. So if you can't afford it now, it's okay, it's understandable. Maybe when you can. And I just left it at that. And it felt good that, okay, now I know my worth. And I'm actually able to charge my worth without feeling guilty about it.
Wow. I love this. This is very practical. Very practical. Anybody here knows that everything Dorothy has said so far is very practical. Nkechi says, spot on. You may be hemorrhaging money and not know it. Very, very true. I like the fact that you raised the angle of, because I have a regular income somewhere, I may be thinking that, well, I can augment. You are not doing business, so you just may be doing philanthropy. So I like that.
Yes.
I like that you raised that perspective. Now, if you were given a chance to start all over again, what would you do differently?
I'll start from 25 years ago. You know, during the morning session, when Emmanuel and Imisi, sorry, were talking, you know, and you said, hey, let's see your life. See what people have done in, you know, but the truth is, it's never too late. I've learned that one.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
Yes.
I may have started 25 years after when I should have started, but the good thing is I have started. There is no going back. Right now, honestly, I can't imagine my life without running a business. I can't.
Wow.
I can't imagine truly, I can't imagine just sitting down.
Wow.
I can't imagine it. I'm like, okay, so what else will I do with my time? So even if I'm not running salad, I will write books. I know I'll do something. I won't just, I can't do it.
Wow.
And for me, that's a major shift. Yes, so Coach Sam, you can clap for that one.
Wow. You know, there's this principle we call the Peterson Principle that says, if you think you can do a task in 3 hours, you can. And if you think a 3-hour task will require 1 week, it will spend 1 week. That's what you just confirmed. Because the same 24 hours, some people they do so many things in 24 hours. Some people do very few things in the same 24 hours. So the time is available for utilization. That's what you have just proven by what you have said. Wow. So let me allow you continue. I cut in at that point.
Yeah, so for me, that's one of the first things I'll do. Then secondly, if I have to do this all over again, I would put in systems and structure earlier. Because I've found out that one, it gives your brand credibility. Secondly, it also even helps, it eases the stress and the, you know, because when my first staff left and I had to get the second one, that was when I realized that this second one had nothing to come and start. It was as if the first one left with everything.
Wow.
So I now had to personally start doing hands-on training and making sure she understood what we stood for, what the culture is all about. And I'm like, no, I can't keep doing this. So if this one leaves, I'll now start all over. No. And that was when I started putting things in place so that anybody that is coming, it's already there. You can see it, you can carry something to work with. So secondly, I'll do it earlier. And then thirdly, I think I would learn about marketing before I even start. I will learn all I can about marketing. I'll study it, I'll read about it, because marketing has really transformed my business. It has.
Wow. I love this. One last question. I have 5 minutes before I can excuse you. Ladies and gentlemen, you can actually send in your questions for Dorothy to answer if you want. So one last question. I would love you to not mention my name, if possible. I'll love that. Who have been, let's say, 3 influences that have shaped your journey so far, especially in the last 2 years, considering that we're looking at what has happened in the last 2 years has been life transforming for you. So especially in the last 2 years, who are 3 influences that have guided everything that is happening, your emergence? And like I said, excluding my name in the picture, let's have other influences.
Okay, excluding your name. Okay, like for me, most people, what inspires them is the people that have maybe done it or done something similar and they want to follow. I am someone that if you tell me I cannot do it, you're an inspiration. I lost 17 kg in 10 months because my husband said I could not do it.
Wow.
Yes. After I had my son, I was up to 100 kg. And the day I climbed the scale and they said I was 100, I didn't even tell the nurse anything. I told myself, no, 20 kg, I will drop it. So when I started dieting, working out, and then Yakubu goes, we've seen it before. 2 days now, you go back to your pattern. I ignored him. I'll wake up early, start walking the streets of Gwarimpa. I'll tell him to escort me, he will not agree. Say it's too early. He said, let's do it in the evening. And when I now waited for him for like 2 days, evening, he not tell me he's tired. I said, no, this one, you are not for me. Let me help myself. I kept doing it. So on days that I wake up and as if it's drizzling, it's as if I didn't get 8 hours of sleep and I want to curl, I will hear his voice in my head.
Wow.
Did I not say it? You will not complete it. I will jump out of bed,
Wow.
wear my trainers, take off. So for me, most times it's the naysayers that push me. The fact that you doubted that I could do it is enough motivation for me. I will go all out.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
So group all naysayers. For time, you know that before now, you will not get me to speak in public. I want to sit behind in one corner and just don't know me. Let me just be there. And so, okay, I'm going to be on this platform, I'm training, I'm going to be on radio. And some said it, some did not, but they had this, okay, no, just go disgrace yourself, Sha. You will never hear your voice apart from gist with friends. They were a motivation. I say for that, I will do my research. Whatever it is, I will watch all the people I used to admire on TV. I will watch all Coach Sam's training videos and I will do it. So that's one of the first motivations for me.
Wow.
Secondly, my children. I see my children and I'm so my children, they sometimes they tell me things like, oh wow, mom, you were on TV. I heard you on radio. Oh wow, mom, you're an author, you wrote a book. So it's enough inspiration for me to want to be better, to want to do more. And I think thirdly, Oprah. I have always loved Oprah. I love her story. I love how she became who she is despite her story. So for me, that's an inspiration. Like, see, no matter how low you think you are, no matter how you think your life has scattered, can still make some good out of it. You can still become world class out of that. And for me, yes, Oprah is an inspiration.
Whoa, fantastic. Thank you so much, Dorothy. On a parting note, I want to appreciate your openness, your detail, and I'm sure someone here needs to know about your book. Someone here wants to be able to buy salads from you. Talk about your book in 1 minute. Tell us about We Say Their Name and just, in fact, sell it to us.
Sell it.
Yeah, sell it.
So we say their name. Actually, if you're on this call and you've not had your own copy of we say their name,
you're
you're on a long thing. As those people that have gotten it, we are still getting feedback. And for me, that is it. I told someone today, she wanted to get a copy and then get for some people. And, she was telling me that she has been postponing because of funds. And when she gets that, I said, you don't understand. The aim of this book is actually to change, to transform lives. This story was penned down out of pain, but it needed to be told.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are grieving one loss or the other, and they're stuck. They can't see beyond that grief. They can't see any other thing apart from that grief. So this book is a story of, yes, grief and loss, but also a story of hope. Also a story of healing, a story of all the buried trauma. Bring it out. It won't kill you. It will actually make you stronger. So that is what this book is about. The name of the book is We Say the Name. You can get it everywhere. Like I said the last time, it's only Braille that we've not done now. We have the audio book. We have it on Amazon as a paperback. It's on Kindle as an ebook. We have the hard copies we deliver nationwide. You can have it at any place. Just follow me on IG at Hirse, one word, DEEHIRSE. I'll write it after the call, and then just click on the link in my bio. It will take you there, and very easy process. Facebook, my name is Dorothy Eme Hirse. We have a Facebook page of We Say Their Name. So if you just type in We Say Their Name, the page is there where you can share your story and just say the name of anyone that you have lost, that you've not been able to talk about. We receive the stories. If you don't want to share it under your own name, you could send it to me. I'll put my number, send it to my WhatsApp, and then we'll share it anonymously. Yeah. That is what this book is about. We say their name. And then 3D Salads, we have the page is also on Instagram as 3D Salads and More on Instagram. Then same number, we'll put in the WhatsApp number. You can order for your customized salads and detox drinks, and we'll take it from there.
Correct.
And also, if you're going through grief, you want therapy, you want counseling, you want coaching, or you know someone that is going through grief and the person is just stuck, and the person seems like they can't just move on, you could reach out to us. And
fantastic. Please, I would like you to write those details in the chat room so that
I will.
My particular charge for you, to everyone listening to Dorothy, is that, you see, Dorothy has a regular job, but despite having a regular job, she's created a brand for herself that is not just focused on one kind of enterprise, several, in fact, let's call it non-contiguous enterprises. Non-contiguous means they are not in the same sector. She's doing food, she's doing behavioral change, she's doing book. So it's not like it's the same sector. Some of you, just one hustle outside your job, problem. You know, you need to be able to pick yourself up and drive yourself. You heard her say one of the challenges she has is that daily motivation to be consistent. So it's not like some of us don't have those issues. You know, some people think that I'm a constantly driven person. It's very close people like Dorothy, like my team, that know the days when I'm locked up in my bedroom, I'm not even in the zone to do anything. These things happen to us too. So you need to recognize that we all go through those moments where we are not in the mood. But guess what? We don't stop when we are tired. We stop when we are done. And that, for me, is the major thing about Dorothy's conversation with you all. Ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the close of Dorothy's session. Just before we go to our second speaker, Dorothy, thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Coach Sal. After the first two speakers, I was like, yeah, these ones, they have close anger mamas. So I was like, okay, we'll come and share the one that we know, Sha. And that's another thing. Everybody has a story.
Yes.
Everybody has a story, and it's unique to you.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dorothy. Thank you for showing up in a beautiful way. You came to distract us, but the devil is a liar.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening, and thank you for all the comments. I can see it. Thank you.
Correct.
Me too. I'm calling senior. Thank you, everyone.
Please don't forget to share your details in the chat room. Fantastic.
I will.
So, ladies and gentlemen, this session, this entire program for this weekend has been sponsored by Rehoboth Center for Elderly Care. And I would love to have the founder come on, share with us for a few minutes about Rehoboth Center for Elderly Care. I do hope that Morayo is able to join right now. I see her network has been challenging for a few minutes. If she's available, I'd like her to speak up. If you're here, Ma. I think I've seen her name somewhere. I don't know if her network would allow her. But if you have been following the chat room, I've been posting the links to the sponsors' website. This event has been sponsored by Rehoboth Center for Elderly Care. This is a center that is particularly focused on helping our elderly parents and loved ones with counseling, with support, emotional support, medical support. Some of them are lonely. Some of them need to be checked up on. Some of them need medical attention. Some of them need physiotherapy. Some of them need care for their eyes. Some of them need care for their bones. Some of them need care for how they can sleep well. Some of them suffer from insomnia. Some of them suffer from depression, loneliness. Sometimes just as simple as being visited is a problem. So Morayo has, in her organization, Rehoboth Center for Elderly Care, developed a system where volunteers can step in, visit elderly people, provide resources for them. There's also a donation to the organization where people can give money and the organization can supply medical subsistence to these elderly people, supply food, make phone calls to them, send them daily. There's also a forum where elderly people are enlisted. If you can see in the chat room, the link is there, where you can enlist your own parent or your elderly person in your family. Just send your number to Morayo and they reach out to these people occasionally. There is usually a daily broadcast group where they send broadcasts to all of them. Then the volunteers will also place calls at least 3 times a week to these lovely elderly people so that they can feel, relevant, they can feel loved, they can feel wanted, they can belong to us. And that way we can elongate their life and also make them feel healthy. So that's a summary of what Rehoboth does. I strongly encourage you, kindly go to their website. The information is there. Thank you, Juliet, for your comment. I like that. Please go to that website. Each link is here. You see the website is there. You see how to volunteer is there. You see how to donate is there. You see how to enlist your parent is there. So please do so and kindly encourage this vision. She has sponsored this event. The organization did, and we're thoroughly grateful. Good. Now we're going to switch on to our next speaker. This is one of my hand holders. If you know me and you know our businesses, you know that I have 2 people who are like the kitchen cabinet, and they are the ones that make our brands stand. Aside the fact that we have the lofty support of our board, our customers, our friends, and of course our team, there are 2 people that are principal to how robust our organization has grown in the last 5 years and counting. And I'm hosting one of them right now. Of course, people call him TR. I like to call him Omot. Well, I like to call him Tunde. Sometimes he say Tola, sometimes he say Tunde. Anyone is all his name, but he's such a solid guy. When you have Tunde on your team, you can as well as go and sleep because he gets things done. So ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite TR, Tunde Rhema, to the rostrum as he joins us on Mini Summit. Hey, TR, what's up?
I'm fine, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Good to have you. So, this is a moment of reckoning. How are you today?
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Good to be here with us. And I'm very sure to be a very interesting conversation. And kudos to Coach Dorothy Swally.
Correct. So TR, let's meet you. Who is TR?
Man, it's a game between the right and the right, not actually the right and the wrong. And how do I mean by that? My focus basically is on mental health and leadership, as well as faith. You can just all things, which I'm still going to explain later on the reason for the diversification. And sometimes when life throws lemonade at us, we just need to give life back the lemonade. You don't need to turn it to anything. so we are still going to get to that. So for TR leadership, mental health and faith.
Wow, TR. I recall when I first met you, 2015, or 2016. And it's been a beautiful journey. I want you to give us a background. How has this journey been for you all these years? Like, take us back memory lane. How has it been? What are the feelings? What are the experiences? Like, how has it been for you? Talk to us.
Man, age 10, I was really interested in development. That was my first encounter with Fela Durotoye. I studied at Budget Secondary School. So I was actually nobody in the school, but I was just particular about public speaking, development, and all. So I then moved to another residence of about 5,000 young adults. So I led the team for about 4 years, 46 men leading 5,000 people. So I did that for about 4 years. So I think from there, I started learning a whole lot on leadership, managing people, creativity, because managing different people with different culture, it's a huge work.
Yes.
And while leading, when God plays an assignment on your desk, you just need to do it wholeheartedly, which Emisi also mentioned in the morning, that when God commits leads into your thought, we also need to pay attention to that. So about the need to impact others through the fragrance of your personality, the need for you to be out there, the need for you to show up. So I was wondering, who is this man? This man is really making sense, though. And I'm not this person that would jump at people and say, let me have their number. I'm not interested. I really don't like to deal with human beings, sorry to say, at first. But I encountered Coach Stella then. Coach Stella loves people. She's happy. All laughing. I'm wondering, what's wrong with this woman? Why is she always happy? So my whole focus just, let me just work with my laptop. Let me be at the background. Let me do things for you. Don't stress yourself. Let me just carry the weight and eat off you. So I served in one company into IP camera, a tech company, and we had some clash. I think we struck a deal of 3.3 million. So I was supposed to have 10% of it, which is 30,000. I went there, smashed the deal, got the deal done, because I've always been audacious from small. I almost can say I have zero fears. I'm not scared of anything. And I always take my decision, even if it hits me hard, like I said, if life gives you lemonade, you can return it. You don't need to turn it to something. So that happened. We won the contract, and fortunately, the 330,000 naira was not given to me as promised and as signed. So I got to NYC with a lawyer, with the police, and they just say, you know what, young guy, you're still young for this argument. Just drop this if you know you want to live long. Okay, when I had live long, I said, okay, life is juicy. So let me just stay and then try another thing else. And that was when Coach Jeb mentioned, there's one man like you, he pays attention to graphics. And I had to look up Coach Sam because he said I should meet Coach Sam to pay attention to graphics. So I went there, I saw graphics. I think it was soccer or Barnabas House or so. So it was top-notch graphics, beautiful, classy. I'm like, okay, this man seems to be arranged. I like people who are arranged. I don't like people who are scattered. I don't like people who are not together. So I said, okay, let me just look up to the man. I saw him. Okay, I could notice his beard. So I'm like, okay, this one is fresh. It's okay, let me just show up. That very day, I got late and I'm still working on time management because I do a lot. So when I got there, the man, which is Coach Sam, was already leaving. I said, okay. And I called the PA, then the PA was like, oh no, you're late, blah, blah, blah. You can't see him. I said, okay, now, Kukuma don't want me to man him. You go to my house. So I saw Coach Sam. He said, you know what, let's move away from this location to Aklab, Abuja. And the next thing, they started playing a song. And Coach Sam started dancing. I said, okay, this man is cruise. So I said, see the person I want to work with. So if you are thinking today, why is Coach Sam always playing music? No be today, don't pay. Don't pay. So I said, okay, why is this man dancing? The next thing, he offered me ice cream. In my head, I started saying, hey, how will I pay for this ice cream? Because I'm the one needing help. I'm the one needing help. So why would they tell me? And he's just eating, buying everything. I said, okay, well, I don't be like bicycle today. So at the long run, he told me about Subcar, and I said, you know what, sir, I'm going to volunteer. And I just thank God for the clash between I and the man. So sometimes some things happen to us because they are just God's map for us. They're just God's design. God has just mapped it out that way. I always tell people that God is creative, and so we are. Because He is creative, we are creative. And I also would say that God stopped creating, or God rested on the seventh day because He had given us the ability to start creating. So don't dump every responsibility on God. Correct. I would say that again, God rested because He stopped creating on the seventh day so that we can start creating. God will not create MacBook Air for us. God will not create iPhone for us. So I said, okay, you know what? Let me just serve with Coach Sam, which is Subcar, and I met Stella. I'm like, wow, energy.
Energy goddess.
And since then, if there's one thing I really appreciate her from, since then I've always been a cruise. So I got my cruise from Coach Sam and Stella, so to say. You can't be around them and not be happy. Even till tomorrow, you'll still laugh. You will just laugh. So I say, you know what? I think I'm in a good place. Mind you,
Yes, we can hear you.
every time I see her, despite she's the senior staff, she would still ask, how are you? Volunteering, trying to have my best. And before I think 8 months or so into my service year, Coach Sam just gave me an employment letter. I say, hey, the job where people they find, and I see just like that. I was so happy about it. And like I said, there is always a decision between the right and the right. So before my NYSC, because my parent could not translate this speaking passion, we were wondering what the hell is it trying to do? Come to shipping, because my father is into shipping, and till now he's still into shipping. He was good to go, well doing and all that. Now, you know what, just come in and let's have you in shipping industry so that you can just continue in that part. I'm like, no, I like this part of mental health or behavioral change. They say, when behavioral change, sorry, Yoruba people, if you don't understand, what is this behavioral change? Find something that will give you bulk of money. So I was trying to explain to them that, you know what, this industry is productive. This industry, aside being productive and money, the impact, you cannot explain it because it's like you changing people's life and you do not have control over lives that you've impacted or life that you will change. And I haven't done that. I started learning and learning from soccer, learning everywhere as well. It was an interesting journey for me because I came like crude. I'm not refined, you know what I'm saying? My English has changed now, you know. I was just very raw, like, you know, just coming from one place and then jumping into the industry. I recall one time, Coach Sam asked me to meet Coach Opashi. I hope she's here.
She's here.
And yeah, just to help me out with operations. You know, she's got an accent. I was like, oh, she's just talking. I started wondering, okay, all right, these people seem to be very polished all together. And that is how I just say, you know what, I just have to stay here for, let's say, 3 years, 4 years and all. But, but so to say, I'm always with soccer. And over the time, I tried to go to Czech Republic, that's Anglo-American University, but I had some crisis with the embassy based on some racism issues and all, which they are still dealing with. I'm still pressing on that so that I can go there for my PhD. But currently now I'm with MSBM UK, trying to sort out my degree, master degree in leadership and strategic management. So why am I saying all this? So sometimes you may not have to choose between right and wrong. You just have to choose between right and right. So if I jump into maybe another industry, I always tell myself, if it puts me anywhere, I will blossom, like I will rise, I'm going to make impact. So for one thing I'm very grateful for is that acceptance from Coach Sam and Bostella that, you know what, just come as you are, be real, be original, be authentic, and you're going to do things. I think I should stop for question number one.
And TR, you know, I have told everybody that cares to know that you are my second brain. Most people think that I churn out stuff. They don't know that it is, once I say, TR, Tunde, we need to do this, we need to do this, I completely just move on. It's done. And you are such a versatile machine. Your work ethics out of this world, your team spirit on point, you know, your money generating capacity. I salute you. You know, so there are so many areas that you're just too much. Despite that, what have been your challenges? If you were to identify or tell us what would be your top 3 challenges so far?
I think number one was what I encountered, and thank God for Bostella. Bostella fixed that. I do not like to associate with people before. And not because I hate people, it's just my personality, but I'm learning to improve on it. So don't say, oh, because you're an introvert or because you're a reserved or inside room personality. Do you know if that's song should take it? But because of that, you should now withdraw yourself. I have a quote here that I said I'm going to read out to everyone, that if God has invested a strength in you, it is an expression of selfishness to not display it in the heads. I'm going to say that again. If God has invested a strength in you, it is an expression of selfishness to not display it in the heads. Wow. So if God has made such great investment in us, our job description is to multiply. We just need to get in some. So number one, I need to start meeting people, and which I think I'm doing that recently. I'm more popular than the people I know. So to say, more people know me than I know them. So I think I'll have more access. I'll give more access in respect to that, because every industry, irrespective of what you do, once I look at that industry, e.g., I can look at soccer now and then bring out the best out of soccer in terms of creativity, Even if you're in the school industry, I think it's just a special gift that is embedded in me. Once I look at something, I want to create something gold out of it, like bringing the best out of it and just bringing my own input just to make it global. And number two, I would say management of fund. I can easily make money and then let it go. But thank God, when I created TR Leadership Hub, God blessed me with an accountant. And as of today, we have 9 figures. You won't believe it. Despite we started the organization online, we have lots of money in there because one, I don't have access to the fund. So as it's entering the company's account, I just know that we have a very detailed accounting system. I don't know how she did that, and it's just a blessing. Maybe God knows that, okay, this is your weakness. And since then, when people make payment for courses and all that, I don't even have access. So sometimes I'm broke, but the organization is wealthy. And I think number three, what I would like to work on, or what will I say if I have the opportunity again, is to probably refine my career path well. I have a very scattered career path, and that's the strength of people who have lots of potentials for almost everything. If it is tech, I'm there. If it is training and development, I'm there. If it is this, I'm there. But what I've learned now is how to modify them and how to place them in a way that they are not conflicting, but rather in harmony with themselves. Okay, I love to use that word, in harmony with themselves. AG, I mentioned at the beginning, I have the strength for leadership, mental health, and faith. So I've been able to put all together in harmony. That is why some of our courses we attach it to products. And that's what we also have in Subcar. If you come into Subcar, you have good food, you have different experience. That experience, you cannot escape from it. That is why, sorry to say, you won't stop attending Subcar courses. I bet it.
All right. TR, my man. I want to, so many people are looking like, I saw grandma. Grandma says, where can I find my Tunde Rhema? I need one. And you know, many people actually express this desire. They want a Stella, they want a Tunde. So I can read that from the fortunate employer of a Stella and a Tunde, but from the perspective of you being the Tunde now, if you were to advise an employer who is watching this, how can they find your kind that will stay? What are the things that have happened in your experiences that you think that if another employer can replicate, they can find your kind that will stay?
And there are 3 things. Number one, the God factor. I believe Coach Sam is a good person. That is why he's able to attract good people. I'm not saying that because you're attracting people that are work in progress doesn't mean you're hiring good. But I think, I don't know, maybe it's the oil on his head, so to say. So he's able to attract us. Because there are several, I know Stella today, if she leaves Subcar, 1,001 company will grab her.
Big time.
Do you understand?
Yes.
They will grab her. But I think that grace is just there, that God factor over Coach Sam's head. And for every employer, the God factor, pray about it, that you know what, because words are very powerful. Words are magnetic. They're able to change any elements. Even when things aren't working around you, words can fix them. And that is why I'm keen on affirmation. E.g., like I attract good staff, and good staff work easily for me. Man, in Subcar, we don't even sleep. We walk around the clock. Like we want to get things done for you people. So when you people are complaining, you're screaming, I'm like, oh, don't worry. When you own your organization, go tell for your body. It's not easy, man. So we do a lot of work thinking, okay, how else can we fix this? How else can we do this? And we are not saying we are there yet. Of course, we are a work in progress. So number one, the God factor. Number two, investment. Let me go back to the God factor. Remember I said I also learned TR Leadership Hub along the way. And the same way, because I was diligent in the little things I was asked to do, from customer care, I actually work in all departments in Subcar. Even till now, if boss say, this one, say I'll be CEO for another place. I throw it away and answer boss. That service, that attitude of, you know what, this is my boss, this is someone God has assigned to me, I'm going to give it the best. and all that. And that way, I have a very solid admin. And sometimes I just wake up to say a lot. Why? Because I've explained the process to my team. They make the jacket, joggers, they do a whole lot of things like that. Our courses, our manual for next year is ready. Our calendar also is ready. Everything is just done. Why? Because even where I'm serving, I'm still serving in soccer. We have learned, even from Bostella, to do things moderately and also to do it selfless. I almost use selflessly. I don't know if there's any word like that, but just be selfless. And number two, like I said, is investments. You need to invest. Coach Sam will pay for trainings. Coach Sam will pay. Sometimes we'll just see some overwhelming giveaway. 50,000, 100,000, just like that. You understand? You're wondering, why won't you be selfless? Then your boss will wake up from the blues and just send you money. Your boss will buy you books. Your boss will do some engaging thing. But some of us, I always say, do not ask for so much from people you've not invested in. I will say that again. Do not ask for so much or too much from people you've not even paid attention to. Some of us, we are quick to say we want results immediately. No, it's not immediate. It's a work in progress. It's a process. So you have to invest your time. You have to invest your energy. You have to be the display of the culture you want in your organization so that it can resonate in your products. You'll be so surprised that products are very sensitive. You think they don't have behavior as well. You'll be so surprised that the way you act, when you come to Subcap, the first element is serenity. Why? Why serenity? Because the boss is serene. And once you enter into an environment, the way we approach people from the door to when you've made payment, the acknowledgements, we pay attention to the entire process. Once again, business is war in Coach Sam time. Business is war, so it won't come easy. You would do some investment, but see it as ministry. There's a ministry side to every business. So some businesses or some partner or colleagues of mine out, Coach Sam have done such great investments, but they never performed. Why? Maybe several reasons beyond work description, like maybe some of them got breakfast, sorry to say, that's heartbreak, maybe some other things like that, and they just could not perform in the job. And boss are trying to fix it. And there's one good thing about Coach Sam under investments. I know one of my colleagues, which after the whole process of leaving the organization, is still paid for his therapy. Like, wow, who does that? Some of you block your employee immediately, boom. You don't want to have anything to do with them. Being an employer is just a grace of God, so to say. And some employees are very powerful than employer. It's just a matter of time. So you just need to see it from that perspective that, you know what, this person is human. In Coach Sam's book, I've forgotten the name, I'm so sorry, the one with the lion, lion head. He said, Fearless Seed. I'm still wooing Coach Sam to reproduce that book, maybe a revised edition. He said, we are human. We are spirits being having a human experience. It's a grace to have people wanting to work with you. Do you know what it means to work with you? It means dropping their own task in order to serve you. They also have other things they could do. Don't think it's about money. If it's about money, I am Bostella. I like to say that again. We will not stay with Subcap.
Yeah.
It was beyond money. We are getting value beyond money. We're getting a boss that wants to involve himself in our academics, in every area of our life. So that's the only reason. And it's one culture I've also embraced. Can you see the transparency? Because I was not haunted by my former boss, I've also learned to treat my own employees well. E.g., I run a percentage kind of stuff for my employee. I don't do salary based. And look at them. Some of them earn up to ₦1 million in a month based on the percentage thing and all that. Why? And the families will pray for me. A friend of mine, for example, said, I've been looking for a job. worked somewhere, my employer stole the money but said I'm the one. I had to ask her questions just to be sure she was not trying to spite the employer, because employees also have such behavior. Whenever they leave a place, they think they should shut everything down, scatter the whole place. Some of us even have the behavior. Whenever we are living an office apartment or a space, we want to destroy everything, use our money, finish. It's a very bad culture. So I spoke to her, I discovered that, okay, I think something unfortunate happened. And just a call away, she got a job that will be paying her 300 to 500,000 from Monday. Wow. So I want to be such great person, very influential person, that I can call someone that, okay, this person needs a job, this person needs to fix a book, this person needs to do this, and they will get it done spot on. Wow. I don't want to be influential for nothing. Don't just have influence with toxic behaviors.
Wow, wow, wow. These are very deep words. And thanks for those kind words in your illustrations. Very deep, deep stuff. I want you to tell us your influences, and as much as possible, exclude me from your list. I'd like you to tell us at least 3 influences, 3 ideologies or people or belief systems that have shaped your journey so far. At least 3 of them.
Let me start with ideology. Number 1, I can bounce back from anything. Ideology. I can bounce back from anything. If I'm asked to start any career afresh, you'll still see me at the top. So it's my own philosophy that, and that's the same way I approach every organization. If you like, have 2 followers on your Instagram and you want to be known, once you jump at me, I will tell you, okay, let's do it this way. I'll walk you through it. I charge a lot for consultation. You know, they say person go resemble in papa, you don't go resemble another thing. To have me in your organization, you have to pay 2 million naira and above. I'm being serious, for a year, just for me to say, okay, bring this idea, bring this and all that. So if you don't just be on your own, let's wish ourselves well. I'll promote you with good hearts. It's not a fight, it's not a war. So influences, aside Coach Sam and Coach Jeff, I'm saying that again, it's deliberate. I just mentioned the 2 of them. You get that. So one is Damiolu Atoyinbo, who is the founder of King's Church in Lagos. Why Damiolu Atoyinbo? I love the fact that he's a pastor and he's able to do business well. He's young as well. I love that fact. The fact that he's able to have different skill, his work paper stuff and all that, and yet able to put it in harmony. And number 2 will be Matthew Stevenson. Matthew Stevenson is also a pastor. I'm sorry, I don't know why I'm all over pastors. Matthew Stevenson is also a pastor. Dr. Matthew Stevenson, you can check out on him. He's radical with tattoo. You know, it appealed to my generation a lot. So Matthew Stevenson owns about, I think, 3 businesses and then 6 churches in Chicago. And he hosts about a conference every year, which is about, I think, $10,000. And he has about 200 people register. So in the year, January is made for the year, like it's not struggling. So I say, you know what, this kind of person I need to, like Dorothy mentioned, follow what? Who knows rules. Don't go and be following aspire to inspire before you acquire, and then you turn to an empire. So follow who knows road. Follow people who will take you through the process from the beginning to the scratch, you understand? And another person I would like to mention is a lady, so to say. Her name is Arami. Arami, the Aurelu Arada. She's the founder of Arami. This girl left UK to Nigeria to someone I don't really. I love what you do. Like, oh wow, this is beautiful. I know you. I almost said you don't have a choice, because if you don't know Tia, no, I almost said that you don't have a choice, blah blah blah. But Arami, you guys need to check her brand, her products, her behavior, and her culture to business. She's someone like Bostella. Sorry, Bostella, I don't know. I've mentioned you again. You know, if you enter soccer, there are several ways soccer could have been arranged. I don't know if you get that part, but there is a way we've been able to arrange it. And also, that's the same way I think Coach Celina to have been able to do our own company. There's a feel, an experience when you get into an organization. Some of us on this call may not know that it really matters. So some of us whose personality love to stay inside, we love to have everything look cool. It may not be arranged, but we want the environment to be arranged, to look cool from the entrance. That culture, you cannot pay for it. So Arami got that 100% from the beginning of a company, like the entrance of a company down to the whole place. Please take your time, go through Arami. And I think those are the three major people for now that I really admire. And I also, pardon me or permit me to add one more person, Coach MM Opashi. I recall when she mentioned to me that she moved from another degree to international business. I'm like, wow, this woman is always learning. A lot of people, when Angela Jala too, there was one day she was on the call and she was explaining just few things that was mentioned in class, like I will use what I've learned. So from that day, it changed my mind that every training, every organization, anything I enter, I will use that knowledge that I paid for. I'm going to apply it because it's actually not in the learning. It's actually in the application. It's in the application.
Wow.
If not, the knowledge will just be a waste if you don't apply.
TR, this is a master class of its own. Master class of its own. Two more questions before I let you go.
That's fine, sir.
If you were to start again, what would you do differently?
I think that question is not really for me, so to say, because I was privileged, or I am privileged to have people hold my hands from the beginning. Why? Because I ask questions a lot. E.g., before we want to move from TR leadership of online to physical, I had to consult boss. Boss said something that's audacious, but you need to get your calculations right. So I and my team, we are sitting down to get our calculations right. So everything I want to do, I just need good end. So that's one thing I do. I don't try to say, oh, I already know this or I know that. No, I even listen to the least member in our team. I want to hear from everyone because everyone is actually God's deposit. Everyone is important. So if everyone is God's investment, and the whole essence of creation is for us to be in harmony and get it done together. E.g., a soccer without Bostella would be a too serious organization.
True.
To be a soccer without Nai, Precious, Abubakar would be a too serious organization. It won't be together in harmony. So we may all have our strengths and weaknesses. Sometimes we may say, oh, but Stella Wahala is too much. I always like to tell her that because she's the energy booster. But sometimes we have to look at it. We have a lot of flag in our team. So we have to work based on all of us. So we'll not be talking to each other. Just say, well done, Sanu, well done, you know. So it's always good to have such harmony. So I think I'm really privileged to have good ends from the beginning and having to read several books. I don't joke with books. I may not read the entire book. I have this concept of reading like Coach Sam do. I can read, let's say, Maximize Your Potential by Miles Muro. And the only part I want to read is how you can navigate your purpose. That'll be the only thing I'll read from the book. So when I buy people's book, I just want to read maybe a chapter or maybe a paragraph. I can spend 10,000 naira buying your book and I'll just read a paragraph. You ask me, how is the book? I'll just say, it's fine. I just read a chapter because that's the part that is useful for my journey at the moment. You understand? So that's one thing I think I've learned to do. Thank you, sir.
TR. I am proud of you, bro. Very proud of you. You came into our sector completely fresh, and today I look up to you for a lot of references. I recall that you have directed me to several powerhouses in our sector. TR, ladies and gentlemen, TR has been responsible for a lot of initiatives we've taken, a lot of strategies we've undertaken. He has taught me a lot of things. TR has invested himself in this sector such that sometimes we're trying to go in a particular direction and he has been there. He has read ahead. He has met people. He's so connected. So sometimes we're looking for who to contact. How should we do this? He's like, okay, he's on top of it. He's very resourceful. And he's the CEO, TR Leadership Hub. And I want TR to talk about his company. I want you to, because like we say, this video is going on YouTube and people would watch it. People will want to patronize you. I want you to know that SOPCA is constantly your number one stakeholder. We would constantly be available to make sure that any level that TR Leadership Hub and any of your ancillary organizations, wherever you are going in this life, we are together. Be doing it. We are coming. We are
Always.
So I want you to sell TR Leadership Hub. You have, at least we have 5 minutes to go before I bring up the next speaker. I want you to, what can be purchased from TR Leadership Hub? What are the services available? How can you be contacted? What and what, and I want you to go all out.
Okay, let me first start by saying, number one, it's a privilege to be able to do this with my employer, which will always be my father and employer. So the father and another employer could have said, you know what, why are you trying to do something? But no, he always invests in us so much that even when you want to do your own thing, he's there for you, either financially, prayer-wise, every-wise, and all that. So I want to say thank you for that. If not, the impact we've made in just 1 year would not be visible today. You may never know the extent of your influence, Coach Sam, but we've really helped our people. There are lots of brands. Some of them are here. They're big, madam, and they are young, like me, but they have money. They have money, big brands, and some of them came in with just ideas. And thank you, Niyi is in the UK. One of us is also a facilitator in our things in the UK. He's on the camera as well. So we have some of them earning pounds. They are making a lot of money, and thank God for the privilege of making every one of us unleash ourselves, just like the KCG model. Know yourself, choose yourself, and give yourself. Yes. So in giving myself, I've been able to create the TR Leadership Hub. And we focus on 3 things majorly. Leadership. We sell leadership courses to organization, young adults, even grown-ups. So to say, we sell leadership courses. We have an entire curriculum which takes place for 2 months. Our Instagram page is at TR_leadership hub, TR_leadership hub. So you would see our calendar already. We have different courses that will be relevant for you and your employee. And before I even talk more about TR Leadership Hub, if you're an employer here, I will be 100% available for the soccer future rates. I'm in 100% because I will be supporting Precious George in the whole thing.
Yes.
And we are going to make it a blast. So if you have an employee, whether they are good or super good, let them come into the system. Let's rub minds together, because the essence of it is we are taking them through the process. Osella will talk about operations.
Yes.
Coach Jeff, Coach Shitu will talk about productivity. A whole lot of us, we are ready to pour ourselves into every organization. The essence of this is so that we can also learn from you, while we also teach you how we get our things done, and how the organization can raise a leap. So back to TR Leadership. Our leadership focus, number 2, is lifestyle. Lifestyle. I love to wear jackets and joggers. I never knew it to become a big deal. Several people are ordering for it across the world. I have friends in UK, US asking me for joggers and jackets, footwears, a whole lot of things we have in respect to the lifestyle. And the third part is technology. Technology, it's not fully blown now for the technology. We are trying to create a digital solution that will be relevant to the mass market. And the fourth is real estate. As soon as I hit my 1 billion, I will launch my real estate. I have the land already. It's about 10 acres. So to say it's huge, it's massive, it's inherited. Don't be say I don't get money like that. So it's inherited. So it's inherited. Before you will not help me now. So as soon as I hit my 1 billion, my goal is to ensure that it's all done. And I will now sell shares to people. In other words, Coach Sam can own a street in TR Leadership of real estate.
Cool.
Understand? Niyi can own a street. Coach M, everybody can own like a street in the estate. So it's part of my plan. It's not far-fetched. It's about 5 years from now. And by January, we are trying to have a space in Abuja by January. They're going to launch. And it's so funny that I only planned for 2 years to stay in Abuja. After that, by God's grace, I'll be able to relocate my staff to the UK. I'm praying for that. And the inspiration is actually Patricia. Patricia is relocating the staff to the US. So wow. I think I will work so hard that I'm going to relocate my staff to the UK as well. I have a great eye on UK for development, most especially because 80% of the TR Leadership Hub members are now in the UK. It's like when they come into the hub, there's one oil on them that moved them to UK, US, Germany, like everything. Thanks to Adeni, we have been very street smart, helping other people who are young adults to move down to abroad. And we're not just moving to abroad to be broke, they are also moving to abroad to doing things. Imagine, look at the tree. From Coach Jeff to Coach Sam, from Coach Sam to me, Nani is doing something in the UK. That's why I was saying at that time that they don't even know the impact of their influences to us. So from me, we don't even know who is going to talk. There is one big brand here too called Azil Essential, which is into makeup just like Arami. So there are a lot of young people that you have helped without your notice, really. So that's what I would have to say in respect to the app. So if you have young adults or yourself who want to learn about creativity, diversity in leadership, relational intelligence, just jump at us at TR Leadership Hub. Just our Instagram is enough. Our team is very active. If you send us a DM, we will reply immediately. If you call, we would also reply immediately. Of course, I learned that from soccer, so I would not do otherwise, you know. So in soccer, if you call, you just have to answer the call immediately. I recall one time then, let me crack you guys up. One lady told me, I know that you are very single. I said, why? He said, 12 a.m., I will chat you up, you will reply. 2 a.m., you will reply. I said, it's for business. I said, try the rest. I said, I no go rest too. So that same culture, I brought it to my own personal business. I would like to say, I love you, Coach Sam. I love you, Coach Jeff. You guys are the bosses. I
love you, bro. Thank you so much, TR. From the depth of our hearts, on behalf of Coach Jeff, who has been a mentor to me, a big brother and a friend, on behalf of SOPCA, from every ramification, on behalf of Stella, on behalf of our board, on behalf of my personal self, I honestly want you to know we love you so much. On this journey that God has given us, we're together for the rest of our lives. And I want everyone to know that TR has been majorly instrumental to our success. There is, you know, I recall when TR was traveling, when he was supposed to travel to Czech Republic, it was a depressing period for me. Like, how are we going to cope? It was very, very painful. I recall when we were doing the issue of visa application, statement of account. Yeah, we were there, we were supporting, but we were wondering, hey, Jesus, hey, are we going to survive this thing? You know, but God in his infinite mercy has a way of rearranging things, because TR, you are a major part of our system. And thank you for being available.
Thank you so much for the privilege.
Thank you for being resourceful. Thank you for being kind. Because, you know, somebody else can say, I'm not working for you people now. Which one is my own? You people should leave me alone. But honestly, thank you. Thank you for everything. And ladies and gentlemen, I want you to please understand that we wholeheartedly want you to support TR. He runs a company. He's got staff. He has operations. He's opening his office in Abuja in January. We go there. We are privileged to know the place. We already have the plan. We've done strategy in my sitting room. We know what is going on. We are going to arrive. We are going to massively drive that brand. Abuja go no say something happened. So I want you all to please support my boy. And he's such a delight. He's such a delight. Thank you so much, TR. Please don't forget to leave your contact details in the chat room if you still want to, because I've written your IG handle, but maybe WhatsApp, maybe, I don't know, you just please feel free to do the needful. It's your tough. Those are the things you do effortlessly. So now, TR said something. God bless you, my brother. There's something TR said that I need to amplify. SOPCA is starting the SOPCA Futurists to build young talent for the people in our industry. And we're actually doing it in partnership with TR Leadership Hub. So let me tell you something. The timetable was designed by TR. the entire methodology is being discussed between TR and my team. So his TR Leadership Hub is immersed in that plan, and the execution is actually in his hands. My privilege is to be the noisemaker. You know me, I can blast and broadcast and promote that one. Just give it to me. God, don't give me that one. I can make noise. But when it comes to the execution, I can go to sleep because I have the best hands. So I want you all to, please, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So I want you all to remember that TR is always part of us, because when we unleash the futurist, which we're launching on December 5th, you will see TR Leadership Hub fully in action all over again. Thank you so much, Tunde. You have been
Thank you so much,
a delight. God bless you, man.
Amen.
Fantastic. Guys, if this session has been enlightening and beautiful for you, I'd like you to please write a comment. I want you to encourage TR in the chat room. Just drop something. Just say something in the chat room. Let me feel your pulse. Let me know that these conversations have been adding value to you. You know, this mini summit, how it even came about, was just some epiphany. But man, it's been such a blessing to me. I'm loving everything from Emmanuel Olatunji in the morning to Imisi Owolabi to Dorothy Hirse to Tunde Rhema. Man, massive encouragement, massive inspiration all day. Now we're going to the next, the lady that will blow our minds away. Before I call her up, I want to ask if Morayo is here, our sponsor for this weekend, the Rehoboth Center for Elderly Care, led by Morayo Ebo. I'd like her to come and share some thoughts about the center, what we do, how we do it, and some other information available to us. Are you here with us, ma'am? Earlier, her network was quite messy and she couldn't speak. It seems that her network is still acting up. I do pray that she's able to come online before we close this segment of this afternoon session. This session ends at 5 p.m. and we've had 2 sessions already. So I'd like for us to welcome this woman. I call her Sisi Mayana. She's such a dogged woman. You know where they say dogged, resilient, grit. If you see her, like say wind go blow her, but if you know what this woman they do, hey, Olua is involved. She's such a powerhouse, you know, very intellectually sound and very strong, focused, energetic, ambitious, so many attributes to qualify this woman. And so it's an honor to have her on the mini summit with Coach Sam. I feel very privileged that she can come on board. And so I'd like you to welcome with me Celina Unogwu. Welcome, Celine.
Thank you.
Sorry, let's mute you. Unmute. I mute. Okay. How are you, Celine?
I'm fine, thank you. Thank you, Coach. That's a lot too. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here today. Of course, Coach, you know anything for you, right?
I'm grateful.
So thank you for inviting me. And you know, I always love to share my story.
I'm so grateful to have you on this summit. This summit has been properly planned and we carefully handpicked the people that we wanted to have. And honestly, you being on this platform is one of the major blessings. Somebody sent me a WhatsApp message and said, I cannot wait to listen to Celina. I say, okay. And funny enough, the person did not join until just a few minutes ago. I said, oh, this person really the time. Like, I want to hear Celina. So it's such a beautiful opportunity to have you today. Let's meet you, Celine. Who is Celine? What does she do? What does she represent? Who is Celine?
Okay, thank you very much, Coach. Well, Celine is a vision strategist and a transformational coach. I'm also a business connector, right? I love to connect for the right reasons, for people to make money and for people to grow. So what do I do basically as a vision strategist? I help people have clarity of their vision. And not just that, I also help them take action towards their vision, help them set goals for their vision. And being a transformational coach, I deal with the inner nonsense holding people back, inside and outside, all the negativities, limiting beliefs, everything that will hold you back from achieving your goals for your vision. So I'm that one person who is out, maybe, I don't know, maybe that catch flyer. I'm like that person holding the catch flyer to brush any negative thing out of your way so that you can achieve your goals.
Wow. There's something you normally say that sometimes resonates in my subconscious. You say, I'd like to remove noise. Sometimes that it crosses my mind. I'll just laugh. I'll say, yes, the noise remover. All those noise that distracts us from our goal. Yeah. I believe in you, Celina. You've been a very consistent person. One of the attributes that draws me to you is the fact that you know what you want. Yeah. You remove distractions. You go all out for it. Yeah. And your faith is unprecedented. Sometimes the things you say, as your coach, I won't say it can't happen. I'll say, okay. I'll just say in my head, I'll say, okay, I did hear you, but you have proven time and again that you have unprecedented faith that backs your actions. Yes. And I salute you for that. And I would like you to tell us, in the course of your journey so far, in the course of your experiences and your journey, what are the challenges you have faced? And what would you call your top 3 challenges?
Okay. So basically, I'm going to start from here, right, to lead to that question. My work basically is from my point of experience. Let me just say that I discovered my true nature, my authentic self from a place of pain, right? So most of the things that I did to come out of pain is what I am teaching people today. So it's both the experience and, of course, expert point. So I've been through a whole lot. Life has hit me to a point where I was faced with reality and I needed to really look at it, open my eyes to look at it. Like, this is what it is. What am I going to do to get out of here? And I made a decision that I would do whatever it takes, to move forward and to do that which I need to do to get my outcome, my desired outcome. Glory to God. God gave me strength and, of course, the right people around me as well. But then I actually experienced a whole lot because I was broke. I was broke. And of course, you make a decision, to follow through with the right process, to get what you want. So being in a place of pain, I was able to discover my true nature, myself, my core, right? Which is what? Being a bridge builder and also visioning, right? Because I've always been good when it comes to helping people move from one point to the other, even though I didn't know what it was at the time. So when I was faced with life, I had to apply all of that, right? So one major challenge that I had, because I was having to do all of this alone. And I also had my girls, I was doing that, of course, I was taking care of my girls, as well. So life, it was a whole lot for me. It was a whole lot for me. But when I got to the point where I felt like, look, Celina, now you can't just do it from the experience point. You have to get the facts. You have to, go to the expert point. I had to get somebody to help me. All right. But then, before then, I was stuck at some point, right? So one major challenge for me was structure. All right. And if you know me very well, you know that I take life in phases, like phase 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't rush. Yes. That's simply because of where I'm coming from. Knowing that if I take on too much, it will be too much for me, knowing that I already have a whole lot on me. Yes. So I at every point, I know what I want to do, whom I'd like to go to and all of that. Yes. So I take my time to search. I take my time to look. And I look at so many things. I look at values. I look at the expert point as well. Because, if you have failed so many times in life, you just want to go to the right place, get it right, and just move on to the next one. So basically, number one challenge for me was structure, because I had that, I had the experience, then I went for the expert point. It was now time for me to structure. So I had to, seek for that. So that was one challenge that I had, but thank God I was able to come to you at the right time and you helped me with that. Then number two, I would say that I used to be a people pleaser, kind of. When you want to make everybody happy, when you know that so many people are going through stuff that you've probably been through, and once they start talking about it, you want to be the number one person to say, oh no, I can help you. Don't worry, do you need money? Don't worry, are you okay? Have you eaten? And all of that. So anybody, so long as you need help and I see that you're going through stuff, I would just jump out of my business or anything and just be there. Coach, you know that now. And I would just jump into it. But it was a huge challenge, for me, because even though I was doing it for the right reasons, I realized that it was being used against me in so many ways. And that was really challenging for me, because when you're coming from a deep place of pain, and you're trying so hard to move forward, and then you come to a point where you meet people who don't understand you, people who you're good, you do good things for, or you want to be there for, and then you turn it around. It's, it bothers me a lot. It really, it was a huge challenge for me, with that kind of behavior. Yes. So I had to deal with that, as well. And that was in my business as well, because I will have events for free. I would, so you will transform, but me, one part of me will be crying. Of course, the money aspect that we pay the bills and give me that balance and all of that. So it was a huge challenge for me, but thank God also that I learned from people like you, Ene Echo, and some other people out there. So number three challenge, let me see. Why did you give me three, by the way?
Well, you can stop at two if that works for you.
Let me stop at two.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. I like this because I can resonate with these two that you have mentioned. I remember them vividly, especially that number two, because I remember how, Sally wants to help everybody. And I'm wondering how do you want to do that? Sally can just say, Coach, do you think this person needs this course? I want to pay for this person. And I'm like, for goodness sake, what's up with you? I'm happy that you saw light. Yeah. And because, the good thing about that is I know I was there too. There was a time I was there when I felt like, and I think to some extent, I'm still struggling with some parts of that. That's why I'm happy for the team I have, because sometimes TR will say, no, boss, no. Or Stella will say, no, boss. Stella is even a principality. She will even just block it like, no, it cannot work. Because I know those tendencies can happen. And I'm happy that you and I can connect at that level, because these are real issues that can destroy our good intentions.
Yeah.
And because we live in a warped world, a world where people just want to take and take and take, they don't have boundaries of taking. So we that are giving must create boundaries of giving. So I can relate with that. Fantastic. Now, my next question to you would be, in your journey so far, what would you say were the mistakes you made? And how did you resolve those mistakes? It can be two, can be three, can be one. What are the mistakes you made, and how did you resolve those mistakes?
Okay. Now I'm going to look at three angles here, because when it comes to Kuva, I would say Kuva, I carefully, put my thoughts into Kuva and try so hard not to make mistakes with Kuva, because I have made mistakes in life.
For those that don't know Kuva, please say what Kuva is.
Okay, Kuva is the Celina Unogwu Visioning Academy, and it's a visioning and visualization company. So basically, we just help you achieve your goals for your vision, and we use visualization methods to make you stay there to achieve, your goals, no matter what you go through.
Correct. So please go on.
Okay, so I would go back to, like I said earlier, I'm someone who has failed a lot in major areas of life, so I got tired of really trying stuff and all of that. So, but with Kuva, I've been very, very careful, and that's the reason why Kuva is the way it is. If you see it, you can tell that I'm really intentional about everything with Kuva. Yes. I would say that I was too trusting that I would bring in people or work with people who did not quite align with my vision, and also people whose values did not align as well. So it was really challenging, because I would go to a point where you think that, oh, you've gone so far, and then the next thing you start seeing, so many things from them, right? So that's happened with bridge builders. And I've really been caught deeply in so many, some of those things that with Kuva, I just decided to say to myself, hey, Celine, just stay here and do it well. Even if this is the one thing that you will do well in your entire life, just stay here and do it. So what I've done with Kuva basically is to put all of my energy into it, everything, my mind, my thoughts, everything, aligns with what I want. Everything is in harmony, and that's the reason why I'm here. So with Kuva, I wouldn't really say that I've had, really deep burning experiences like that I would like to share. Yeah.
Correct. Thank you so much, Celine. Thank you so much. We're going to come later to talk about the visioning party, because that is one flagship that you are synonymous with. When they say visioning party, it has to be Kuva, or any other visioning party is away match. We'll come to talk about that very shortly. Just today I was going through those cards that we pick and form the vision board. Just this afternoon, no, this morning, I was going through it. I was like, I need to even use. I was quite excited that I still have some copies of those stick-ons. But my next question to you now would be, your influences. And when I mean influences, who are the people that have shaped what you have become? And when I ask this question, just like I've asked every other speaker, I'd like to be excluded from the list where possible. Who are the influences that have shaped where you have reached and what you have become? Or are they maybe ideologies, maybe philosophies, maybe people? What are the things that have happened to you, and who have been the influences?
Okay, I'd like to say this, and I'll also go back again. Being someone who failed and got to a place of pain, I stopped trusting people. I stopped believing in people. And I thank God for that, because that's the reason why I'm here today. And that's what's pushing me. So I went into myself, and I would say this, number one for me is God. I said to myself, if I have no one or nobody around me, I have God. That's the reason why it's easy for me to blank anybody out at any point. If I see that there's too much stress coming from there, I just, God is my number one. I faced God and I said, look, if man can fail, you cannot fail. And everything is with you. Money that I need is with you. Ideas I need with you. The people that will support me and help me at every stage with you. So I'm going to stay with you so I can hear your voice. So what I would say is, number one, prayer power. All right. I love to go. I'm a deep person. I love to go within myself. I'm someone who, I love to communicate. I love to talk. I love to listen to the Holy Spirit, because that's the place where everything comes real to me. Everything outside is too busy. It's too noisy. So for me to connect, for me to move, for me to build, for me to become strengthened, I need to be in that deep place with God and commune with the Holy Spirit for every stage. So that's number one, for me. Then I had people also. I'm someone who loves to learn, right? I learn a whole lot. It might not be that I might not be out there. I might not, be putting it all out, but I pick what I need to pick that will add to, whatever will make me move forward. I filter. Yeah. So if I meet you, for example, I scoop from you, I take from you, and there are things that, I took from you that has really helped me. So I always like to learn from people who have gone ahead, and I spend my time listening, watching them, even though I'm not, it's not visible. So I would say the next person, Unogwu, right? Because she was someone who had gone ahead of me in the area of what I was experiencing. So I wanted to know, her process. I wanted to know everything. And I was ready to just stay there to listen. Because there's one thing following people, there's another thing listening. And some people listen and they don't act. Okay. So she was someone who really pushed me in many ways. Of course, when I'm in that deep well or that deep point, I call her up, and then she's able, to, help me, remove remove that. So I would also say that over the years, even before now, I have always been someone, I attract people on a level, I didn't, initially, I didn't know, but when I came to that realization, I embraced it. I said, thank God, it's even a gift. So I'm opportune to always meet with people at the top. Yeah. So when I meet with them, I sit and I learn. I listen to them. So I have one major person who has really helped me. And until today, somebody who will say to me, now you're dealing with leaders. Now you're in this field. This is what you need to do. You need to do your proposals this way, your documents this way, and all of that. So at every point, at every stage, I've had people, but I would say that God has been the number one person aligning me with all of them. And not just that, putting my thoughts in their hearts for them to make time for me. Because some of these people, you even wonder, there are people calling to see them. They can't even see them. How is it that they can even sit down and help me do this? It can only be God, And also, I'm not going to take this away. You, Coach Sam, being around you really helped me. It did a lot for me in terms of structure. And you also, handled some internal stuff, that was going on there. You would just say to me, Sisi, don't kill yourself over, people. Don't kill yourself over. That really helped me. Oh, glory to God. God delivered me from that and through you. So I'm very, very grateful. So yeah, all three, I would say, God, the ultimate, then Unogwu, then of course, I don't want to mention names here. Someone very dear to me, a mentor. And then you.
Thank you so much, Sisi Mayana. Correct. I want us to talk about, the dynamics of visioning. There's something that you've done effortlessly that I've seen. I've seen people encounter you, they are dealing with confusion, disarray, they are not sure what they want. If I know that they are not sure what they want, some people are neck deep in negative beliefs. I have seen you literally. It's, the way that they boot something come off a person, like, as in, I don't know how you do it. It's quite an impressive. I remember this song that you've always played, this, I got the tiger, that
Yes.
song. It's stuck. So I've seen you go through that procedure with people, engage that sound, undertake a procedure, and I've seen these people turn out better, and I'm like, wow, you really it's like a gift that God handed over to you. So someone is on this call now, probably dealing with some limiting belief or some negative belief or some setback. And I want you to give us a 2-3 minutes charge. Like, what should such a person do from this point?
Okay. So I would like to say this, and sorry, at this point, my real self will come out. Oh, wow. Are we sharing the same line?
I think we are. Let's go on, no issue.
All right, so I'm gonna say this, and I will come out and say this. The battle over man's life is on the mind, okay? everything that is going on with you, please, it is okay for us to pray. But let me tell you, what is wrong with you is your mind. What is wrong with you is what you're giving attention to. What is wrong with you is what you're constantly thinking about. All right? Things must have happened to you. Past experiences, all I failed before. So what? Okay? And not just that, maybe you have people around you who don't even believe in you. Okay? But I want to say that each and every one of us, we have been created with something unique within us.
True.
And sometimes we go through the fire for these things to come out, right? So when you're in that pain point, if you're passing through pain right now where you are, what you should be saying is, Lord, what are you saying? Why am I here? What is coming out of this? Okay, it's not time for you to complain, because things will happen to you. And for everything that happens to you, there is something in there for you to learn, for you to take with. So that's why I always say that leave the experience and take the lesson. The lesson is very good. You can make money from the lesson. Leave that experience and take the lesson. All right. So all you want to do is this. You are God's beloved. God created you for a reason. When he created you, he put something inside of you. So if you find yourself in a place you do not understand, all you need to do is to go within. What somebody said that every man who goes within himself hears a voice. All right. And when you go within yourself, there's always that leading. Shut yourself out from noise. There's that voice telling you what to do next, whom to call, where to go to, what to do. We all have it. But the reason why we don't hear that voice is because our minds, what is going on the inside is a whole lot. All right. We have so much in there. You cannot do it. You are too small. Maybe husband, brother, father, mother. So many people must have told you, you're just too much. Maybe you failed once or twice and people just said, this one, they just stamped you. This one a failure. Nothing where this person sabi do. Let me tell you, you are the only person who can truly change that for yourself. And the only way you can do it is to go within yourself. That's number one. Number two, what are you constantly thinking about? If you're thinking about what they are saying, that is negative, that is what you will become. Because what you think about for a long period of time, you become. Yes. And what you think about, you begin to attract. And what you think about for a long period of time and you emotionalize, you bring to yourself. So if you're constantly thinking about what people are saying that is not right, if you're constantly thinking about the negative things that have been said about you, you will attract more negative things to you. So what am I trying to say here? You have the ability to change your life. You have the ability to make a U-turn and turn that. And you can even do it right now. Just make that decision that from now on, I'm going to look within. From now on, I'm going to be me. From now on, I'm going to be my authentic self. And I know that there are people who will accept me for who I am. Even if they don't accept it now, they will accept later when they see that, it is working for me. So for anybody who is going through stuff, Coach Sam, in fact, I even like it when I see people going through a lot, I just say, almost celebrate, because where you are. So it depends on how you look at it. I'm very quick to switch you from a negative place to that positive zone where you begin to see life and see yourself as really important and begin to make, take steps towards really transforming your life. Yes, there are limiting blocks, there are limiting beliefs, but it starts with you. It is your mind.
Yes.
Work on your mind, work on the inside, as within, so without. If the inside is in harmony, the outside will align. Once your inside is in harmony, everything you need will begin to come to you because that is what you focus on. So that's the reason why I can be in the worst situation. I can just be in the middle of anything and I can bounce back. Why is that? It has happened. What did I learn from this stage? I take the lesson. Yes, I take time to cry. I take time to, do all of that. Don't get me wrong. You will still find yourself in that zone. But you need to come to a place where you're conscious and you know that, look, I know where I am right now. I'm on a negative frequency, but very soon I'm going to shift. But right now, let me just be here because I'm human. I feel, and I need to allow this to leave me naturally. But please do not dwell there. Make that switch and switch your thoughts to what you want. So the question here is, what do you want? Half the time we are focusing on the things that we do not want. What do you want? How big is that dream? I would tell everybody, and I want the whole world to hear, God has been my help, right? And I had two girls. Coach Sam, you know my story.
Yes.
It's 6 years now, and my ex-husband walked out of my life and left me with my children. And my second daughter was just few months old, then she was an infant. So it was more like I had a school. It was more like everything went down. I had to start life, all over. So this just happened 6 years ago. And this is my deepest secret. I'm sharing this with you. I sat down and I looked at the situation. I said, look, I'm not used to being broke. I'm used to giving to people. Now people are giving me. I do not want this. So I had to speak to myself. And one of the things that helped me, I said to myself, what are you thinking about? Because I already had that knowledge from the law of attraction few years ago when I was living in the UK. So I quickly, in that place of pain, unforgiveness, and everything that was going on with me, I sat down and I said, look, I want to move forward and I'm ready to do whatever it takes to move forward. So what will block me? Unforgiveness will block me. How can I started praying for whoever, everybody involved. And the more I did that, healing came to me, right? So I worked on my mind. I focused my thoughts. I put affirmations all over my wall. I put scriptures everywhere. Find myself in the bathroom, I pray. Anywhere at all, I was speaking. What I was feeling was different. But you know what? I continued on that path and I did not stop and things started to change. And that brought speed, all right? Because once you change your mind, once you work on your mind, once you change the way you think, you will be amazed how things will move for you, especially if you're in harmony.
Yes.
You know what you want, and you're just in that lane, and you do everything to stay away from negativity. Even when it comes, you know that it has come to spoil your gari. You push it out of the way and you move forward.
Go.
Right?
Go.
Right now, what are you thinking about?
Whoa. These women, that's how one woman this morning with weave on. What do you call this thing? With wig or weave on? Came and scattered the table. Now you have come and decided to scatter balance the table. Whoa, man.
Mimi?
Wow. Selling. One thing that you do very well is that you need a particular exposure to develop capacity.
Yeah.
And you go for it.
Okay, no.
I remember that when you came to SOPCA, for instance, and you looked at the programs we've got, and you said, oh, I want this, and you made your payment one time. No story, nothing like, let me pay 100 naira, then I will pay 50 naira, then I'll pay 30 naira. Then I say, no, make no, they remind me now, all that. It was, then I also saw when you went to Institute for Mental Health.
Yeah.
I saw the efforts. Even the exchange, when the foreign currency was difficult, I saw the effort you went about paying, how it was tight with, what's this guy's name in Dubai, John or something, and all that conversation. And when you paid, Austin, and then you made payment, and then you went through the stress of reading, you became certified, you went into, I was a witness to all that. All I'm saying is that you are a proof of putting your money where your mouth is. And I want you to speak to someone on the call today. Are you with me?
I'm here.
I want you to speak to someone on the call today. It is one thing to want something. It's another thing to demonstrate that you want that thing. So what would you advise a person on this call? And this is not about coming to SOPCA, or ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying she should tell you to come to SOPCA. No. I'm saying that there is something you are supposed to be building capacity for, but you are still justifying why you have not pursued it for whatever reasons. And I want Celina to address that in 1 minute.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to say this, right? You know, when you have failed, you will know. I remember there was a time when I couldn't even afford 10,000 naira to attend any program. And at that point, I desperately wanted to be out, to meet people, to learn from people, but I couldn't afford it. So on this journey, when I, identified my core, I said to myself that I'm going to learn this and I will be the best in this because I have suffered and I know there are so many people suffering out there. So I want to know what it takes, to help them out. So I will go all out to do whatever and nothing will stop me, not even money. I always say that everything that has suffered me in this life, I will give people and I will give them free.
Wow.
Everything that they've used to slap me, I will give it. I thank God that I've been on that journey, and I'm grateful to God. But let me tell you one thing. People have this burning desire to bring about change. People have this burning desire to be a voice. People have that burning desire, to attract and to live life. But you see the point of attraction, when you look at the word attraction, the last 4 or 5 is action. You need to take action towards your goals or your vision. You cannot just have vision and not take action and not move towards it. And one of the ways, one way to do that is what? To get expert help, seek expert help, please. Delayed gratification. People will insult you that you are broke. People will insult you that you don't release money. In fact, you will be hungry, a lot will happen. But look, when you know where you're going to and you can clearly see it and it's a burning desire, you have calculated and at the back of your mind that, look, if I delay this point, if I put these funds into this, it would help feed this and give me what I want. So when you come from that point, it's easy for you to pay for programs. There's nothing sweet about trying things on your own. Even though I failed, visioning and visualization is an area that is untapped in Nigeria. Consultants are doing it under, their programs and all of that. But somebody standing out to say that, I want to use this, I want to, stand here to help people with this, to achieve this. It's a whole lot starting something in a region, especially where people don't really understand it.
True.
Right? So I had to learn, and I had to learn from the best. So within or outside Nigeria, if I need to do it, I do it.
Correct.
If I have the money, sometimes it's even my last kobo. But you know what? I put it in. And I always believe that at every point I will receive help. And truly, I put it in and doors open for me. And before you know it, I have maybe double or almost that money back. But you know what it has done for me? It has really helped me. There's nothing in line with my work that I cannot pay for. There's nothing I need I can't pay for. And you know me, I go to experts when it means that this one is known for this one. I go for it. I go to them, whether in Nigeria or outside Nigeria.
Yes.
So if you want something so bad, it's not all about wanting it. It's all about working towards it. It's all about taking action. It's all about seeking experts' help. It's all about getting the right knowledge. Go to those who can help you. And please release that money and pay for it. Hoarding, keeping money and not releasing it over things that will build you up, will slow you down. And I'm telling you that. So if you want speed in life, please be ready to bring it out. Be ready to bring the money. Pay for it. And if you don't pay others, how will people pay you?
Correct question. How? You want to be paid, but you don't want to pay someone else. That is a powerful question you just threw there. I like that question. You don't want to pay others. How will people pay you? I think everybody should write that in their notebook. If I don't pay others for my development, how can someone else pay me for their development? I think you should write that question down. Where's my team? I want you guys to remind me later. That statement, I'll put it on Octopus Nuggets. Powerful statement there that we need to adopt as we wrap up today's session. Thank you so much, Celina. So, Celina, let's talk about the vision party. I see that we're planning for 4.0.
Yes.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So, what is it about? When is it happening? How do people register for it? Are there discounts for those on this call? Let's go.
Okay, so I'll tell you guys, the vision board tool actually helped me. That's one, I would say that God actually gave me that to help me run, to help me focus, to help me stay aligned. And why am I saying that? Same time, 4 years ago, whilst I was still looking for how to move forward, what to do and all of that, somehow you just find yourself in a group where they have people who have been battered and shattered, and you people are just supporting yourselves, in that group. So towards the end of the year, the leader said to everyone, go and create a vision board. It will help you achieve your goals. The only part that I took, it will help you achieve your goals. I said, and what is this tool? So I called her up and she said, oh, go and search this, go and surf it, go and check online. I said, no problem. So I checked and they said, put pictures of what you want and, you will attract or you will achieve it. So that was what happened, for me at that time. So I created a vision board, and ever since then, I've been using the vision board tool to achieve my goals. And for people who look at me and say, Celina, how did you gain so much speed, in life? We know what happened to you and how did you get to this point that you're able to achieve all of these? It's the knowledge of the vision board. But I did not end there. After creating the vision board, I wanted to know more. I said, how is it that you create a vision board and manifest? How is it that you create a vision board and, your dream board and it comes to life? I wanted to know more. And that took me deep. And that's how I go into the knowledge of the law of attraction, about clearing limiting beliefs and all of that. Now, visualization is powerful. Yeah. If you're out there and you're unable to achieve your goals, if you're out there and, there's a whole lot choking you in life, if you're out there and maybe you don't have, you're unable to focus, maybe you write down your goals or you have resolutions, but you're unable to run with these, I tell you that the vision board tool is what you need. Right. Okay. But there's more to it. It's not just about sticking pictures on the surface. Yeah. It's also about knowing how your mind works, removing everything that will stop you in the way. And not just that, it's also about understanding your level, your frequency, your level of frequency, and also how to manifest those things on your vision board. So for 4 years now, we have been, I started teaching people how to use the vision board tool. And this is our 4th year. Year 1, we had 27 women that I gathered and they achieved great goals and the news just went out. Yes. 2nd year, we had 92 participants. 3rd year, we had 55 because of COVID. Yes. And this year, by the grace of God, we are looking at 200, right? Whoa. It's not the number. It is a burning desire within me to help 200 people wake up, come alive. Wow. Because for me, it's almost free CSR for Cuba, because God used it to change my life, to help me. So I'm giving it. But thankfully, we've taken it to another level. Now we are helping people in government, top politicians, use the vision board tool to focus on their goals. Wow. So, wow. December 18th.
Someone is asking, is there a virtual version of this vision board party?
Yes, there is, but because it's practical and there's a whole lot that we do. Yes. We try to make it physical, but we do the virtual one, but it's best for you to attend the physical one.
The physical is always the better. I've attended 2 vision board parties of Cuba, and no, it's different. It has to be, the physical is just it, because you're going to immerse yourself. You're going to plant your visuals. There is a science that is going to be deployed. You're going to do some visualization, affirmation. Yeah. No. The experience is better off physical, to be honest. So even if they live stream, highly recommended for those in the country. It is worth traveling to attend. Yeah. I'm telling you.
We have people coming.
Yes.
People always coming from, last year we had people from Ilorin, we had people from Jos, we had people from Benue. As we speak, there's a WhatsApp group now that someone created, someone who manifested her goals, even dreams that she had for her 50th birthday. She achieved all of that this year. And so she created this group, and they have like 45 people there who are coming in.
Wow.
Yes. From one person. Wow. Yes.
Wow.
So people come from all over, and we have people from the UK as well who will be here this time.
Guys, I strongly recommend the Vision Board Party. I've been there 2 editions. It's not mouth. It is a powerful session, powerful experience. What date is this version 4.0 holding?
It's December 18th.
December 18th. Princess Food Park. It's holding in Abuja. December 18th in Abuja. what's the current, do you want to talk about the fee? And, or maybe, I think you could just share your contact details so that they can now reach you, you know,
Okay.
your IG, your WhatsApp number. Please, let's have those details so that I like to encourage everyone, as much as it lies with you, please attend the vision board party. If you cannot attend by yourself, please recommend that someone in your family or lineage attends, because if the people in your family are doing well, they will give you peace of mind. Princess Udoak, I'm sure you can relate to that. All those are, you know, those are our conversations we've been having recently about all those pictures. So if the people in your life are doing well, you will have peace of mind. So let them attend the vision board party so that they can begin to do well for themselves. And as we go into 2022, we don't want to suffer fools gladly. We need to make sure we are running top speed in 2022. Enough of the roaming around and doing idle stuff. Let's start taking action. Thank you so much, Celina, for giving us your time and your resources and your everything. Thank you. It's been a beautiful conversation, and God bless you. Thank you. Thanks to the team at Kuva. Thanks to the team at Bridge Builders. Thanks for being a leader in your own right, inspiring and doing your thing. Such an outstanding personality. Thank you, Sisi Mayana. Thank you so much. Great.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's been another fantastic, it's been another powerful session. You know, we had the morning session hosting Emmanuel Olatunji and Imisi Olua Owolabi. We've had this afternoon session hosting Dorothy, Hirse, Tunde, Rhema, and Celina Unogwu. It's been such a roll. We have one more session that starts at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. And that session, let me quickly look for who are the people I'm even hosting at between 7 and 9 o'clock. Let me quickly go to, you know, today is my brain box. So I'm quickly. Okay, so tonight at 7 p.m. to 9 p.m., I am hosting Kizito. If you know us, you know Kizito, our operations boss, and Milton Tutu, one of my biggest lovely boys based in Lagos and soon to be ported all over the world. So I want you to please make it a date with us at 7 p.m. because it's going to be a beautiful wrap-up tonight. Before we go, is Morayo now able to talk? Is your network now more obedient? Nkechi, I see your comment. I'm glad I canceled appointments for this summit. Thank you, Nkechi. I'm happy to read this comment. It gladdens my heart. Ni Odedino, I appreciate you, sir.
Yes, please.
Okay, so let us welcome our sponsor, Madam Morayo Ebo, who is the founder of Rehoboth Center for Elderly Care, our sponsor at this mini summit. It's been such a generous act from you, and I would like you to please spare the next 5 minutes to talk about RCEC. The floor is yours, boss.
Wow, today has been very awesome. Thank you, Celina. Wow, I practically took 5 pages from your time. I took my notes and I wrote 5 pages, counting.
Wow.
Wonderful section.
Wow.
This speakers has been very, 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 very impacting. Thank you so much. So talking about Rehoboth Care Center for the Elderly, basically what we do is to care for the elderly. And so all we do is to ensure that they are fine. In the morning, I told us a little about what Rehoboth Care Center for the Elderly is all about. And right now, I'll just tell you 1 or 2 services that we run at Rehoboth Care Center for the Elderly. Coach Sam has been sharing our various links. I would encourage that we all go through the link, and see where you can join us. For our services that we run, we have a special service, the 50 plus Hangouts. This service here is just for 50 and above, right? On this service, we have date nights, we have book reading clubs, we have dance nights, we have Hangouts, just for 50 and above. If you're not up to 50, please, I don't need you on that part, So you wait until you're 50 if you want to be on that, to enjoy that service. Again, we also have another service we call the Old Friends Alive. Okay, the Old Friends Alive service is linking people with people. We connect people with people, right? These people here we're talking about are the elderly, right? They have their friends, old friends from school, we have from their old place of work, their communities, By the time we interact with them, we get to know them, we get to know who their friends are, we'll be able to connect one or two. By doing this, would help them to curb that lonely aspect of it. I must tell you, once somebody becomes retired, except you have been with them, if you are sat with retirees, you would know that a lot of them go through loneliness. Again, one other service that I will share with us right now, I think this will be the last one, then I'll share more later at night when we meet, is going to be on nutrition. You see, the elderly, they suffer from a lot of nutritional deficiency, right? And these come because as they age, eating some particular kind of food, their system find it difficult to digest some meals and the rest of things. And so with the nutrition, we call it here, Eat and Stay Alive. That is the service that we run on that, Eat and Stay Alive. And for the Eat and Stay Alive, we give them a meal plan, guided meal plan, that can help them make wise choices about the kind of food that they take as they age. All right. So thank you, boss. I think I would stop here so that we can all, yeah.
Rehoboth Center for Elderly Care. I'm so proud of what we have done and what we are doing. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to strongly appeal to you, provided you know an elderly person in this life, whether he's a parent or a guardian, a counselor, an uncle, an aunt, whoever, in fact, your friend's parents or your friend's relative, anyone, provided there is at least one elderly person in your lineage, this vision, you should be part of it. Because I want you to understand something. When we care for the elderly, there is just this spiritual abundance that comes with it. So I'm not trying to go religious here or, pastoral. No, I believe strongly in care for the elderly, just like I'm a strong believer in care for the widows. So if you're on this call, we are encouraging you to please visit the website, at least go through the website. You can volunteer. You may not have the money to contribute as a donor. Volunteer. Volunteer means that you can be the one calling the old people. You can be visiting them. You can be checking on them. You can be taking supplies to them. You can be taking drugs or food to them when we make it available to you. That's one option. Another option is you can actually be a donor, giving money for these things to be done. Another option is if you're a medical personnel, you can actually volunteer your expertise. You're a dentist, you're an optometrist, you're a gynae, you are a physiotherapist, you are whatever you are in the medical line, you will be relevant to these old people. There are so many angles to look at it. So we are calling on everyone, please support Rehoboth Center for Elderly Care, and God will bless you back. Of course, if you've got elderly people in your family, sign them up to be catered for. Just go to the link. You can see there, the last link in the chat room there talks about how to enlist your parents. Just enter their details and we will do our part, God helping us to take care of your elderly ones. So, ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to the close of the second segment of the mini summit with Coach Sam. We reconvene at 7 p.m. on the dot, God willing, and it will take us up till 9 p.m. 7 to 9 p.m. tonight is the end of day one. Tomorrow, we're going to resume at 1 o'clock, and it runs to, I can't remember the time, 4 p.m. or something, but we're going to discuss that tomorrow. So please go on a break now. Kindly set your reminders. Kindly come back at 7 o'clock, where I'm going to be hosting 2 veteran boys. And please don't come back alone. Please don't come back alone. I like us to fill up this environment when we come back tonight. So from me and my team to all of you, we say, see you at 7 p.m. God bless you.